pedagogy. Now we are going to see about the teaching methodology. So what are all the different teaching methodologies used in ancient Indian Gurukul system? First, we will see the few methods which the modern schools and colleges and institutions use. This is one thing called Pravachana Vidhi. Pravachana means you speak and everybody will listen. Many times in schools, 90% of the schools, except very few alternative education system or unique system, 90% of the schools follow this as a primary methodology, where a teacher will come and speak or give dictation and everybody will mug up. The second one is Prayoga Vidhi. To some extreme, to some extent, after 7th standard, 8th standard, this is also used, but the percentage is very, very less, where they will physically do some activity, Prayoga, they experiment and they learn. We know this, right? Bhashya Vidhi, commentaries, books, they read, and many times the higher education is based on Bhashya Vidhi and Prayoga Vidhi. Now we are going to see, okay, this is also one thing where giving a problem, and by solving a problem, a person will learn. So this is also is used. Now we are going to see the ancient methods. There are more than 50 methods used in ancient India, 50 teaching methodologies which are mentioned in different scriptures, listed out. Around 51 are there, and many could be there definitely. So we are going to not see all the 51 because of time. We are going to just see few samples. The first one is Katha Vidhi. This may sound more childish. Many people think Katha Vidhi, how can I talk about physics, how can I talk about artificial intelligence with cock and bull stories. But understand, if a king can be made by stories, then definitely anything can be brought into stories. The Panchatantra Kathas, whatever we know, is created by a person called Vishnu Sharma, who was addressing king's call, because king found that his children are very, very idiots. They are not intelligent enough to be the next kings. So therefore he called for different acharyas to come and teach my children. And everybody came and everybody failed, because they were very, very naughty and they were very, very playful. They are not listening to any class. That is when one acharya came and he designed the entire Raja Dharma, political administration, whatever you call. All the knowledge was condensed into stories, with all the animal stories, this and that, whichever the children like, and he just told stories. And in a very, very short time, he made the children a complete new beings. And once the children completely got into the real world, then the entire Gurukulam education they learned in a very, very short span, because the Panchatantra Katha made them to realize, bring them to the real consciousness of a king's role. So Katha Vidhi is a very, very effective method. Then the Nataka Vidhi. Nataka Vidhi is to explain and experience, because hearing is one side. I hear, I listen, okay. Or I do, I understand, okay. Or I need to think, okay. But Nataka Vidhi is you experiment and you be that thing and you think as that person. When that happens, imagine if we do in a 3rd standard a play called a Newton Apple drama, right? I'm just making up. So imagine if you ask different trees, and every boy will have like a hand like this branch, and there is a apple, and every child will sit behind below one child, and apple will drop down the head. Now think why the apple fell down. Are you understanding me? So this is called Nataka Vidhi, where by doing action, by doing drama, they will kindle their creativity, they kindle their approach, they kindle their experiential knowledge and bring out the wisdom. This is called Vada Vidhi. Vada Vidhi means, there is a very beautiful phrase called Vade Vade Jayate Tattva Bodha. Discussion is always good, because only when the intellectual, matured, balanced discussion happen, the most beautiful insights will be emerged out of it. And this is a very beautiful way of teaching. See, we don't understand this. We understand Vada is good. We interact with people. We interact with the teachers. But we don't bring it into the system. Imagine a teacher just comes in front of the student and argue with the student and create all absurd things. and the students get angry and they argue back. At the end of the day, the students get the knowledge even without the teacher telling the knowledge or answering the knowledge, but making the children to come out of the understanding. So it's a very a beautiful way of connecting the neurons and creating the cognitive output. Abhyasa Vidhi is a very powerful method for people those who are average or below average, because only one thing can solve their problem, which is Abhyasa. They need to try again and again and again. And today we don't have Abhyasa. We only have one or two try and then stop. You will be considered as a failure. So Abhyasa Vidhi is something which makes anybody perfect, which is also called as Abhyasa Yoga. Krida Vidhi. Through games, a person can inbuild any quality. The best example is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was 16-year-old and he had a dream of conquering a very big fort, and he had no army with him. He just got on his horse and went around the forest and found so many young, dynamic, energetic, strong village people, and he motivated them and he gave them many food, snacks, this, that, and asked them, shall we play? And everybody were playing kabaddi, and in that kabaddi he told one team is Hindus and the other team is Mughals. Now whenever I say kabaddi, let's play kabaddi, whichever team is Hindus, they will win, and whichever team is Mughals, they will fail. This was the rule he told before even starting the game. And everybody understood, okay, Hindus will win. Okay, so whenever somebody plays the role of Hindus, they won. And slowly by this game, it got into their head, I am Hindu now, I'll win. Hindu Samrajya. Like this, he kindled the creativity and he got into the subconscious mind and made them first believe that they can defeat the Mughals easily. And this is the fundamental basic line. And then through different games, he started teaching the very complicated Raja Dharma and made them amazing warriors. And with very, very handful of less number of Kshatriyas, he defeated a very big army of Mughals and conquered the fort when he was 16-17 years. So this is the power of Krida Vidhi. Anukarana Vidhi. You don't teach, you don't tell, you don't even describe what you are teaching, but you just do in such a way that in due course of time, all the students will also do whatever you do. This is a very subtle and a very powerful way of teaching. Anukarana Vidhi. Avalokana Vidhi, where it's a contemplation, where you take up an idea and you contemplate on it and you think again and again and again on different dimension, and then you come out of a wisdom. So this is Avalokana Vidhi. There are so many. As I said, there are 51 teaching methodologies. If anybody is very much interested in this, can ping me. I can share you a 250 page of a PhD research on it. One of my Gurukul senior did this, where you can read all the teaching methodologies. So now we are going to see about the Gurukul ambassadors, and Gurukul ambassadors are the people, those who are real role models of the Gurukul output. That's what we are going to see.